the pure self, the knower of the field, is the supreme Brahm, then that is why, despite experiencing everything, it is not the experience, it is not the seer, and it is not the perceiver. The first and the foremost thing, Chandrakant, which I wish to say to you is Vedanta cannot be objectified. This Atma, that Atma. Now, if anybody is understanding or listening or talking in that terms, then for sure you haven't even touched the essence of the Vedanta. Vedanta is not going to objectify Brahma for you. Because the moment you will objectify Brahma, so this makes a two existence. One is the perceiver and one is the perceived. So if I am the perceiver and I am perceiving the Brahm, then the Brahm has to be an inert existence. Asat jad dukh, untrue, unconscious, and ever in misery is the component of this visible, tangible world. That is what the reality. For example, let's say this piece of paper, or this swing, or the desk, or the mic, or the body which is speaking, or the hall in which we are sitting. Everything is perishable, breakable, will die, will diminish, will not be here one day. It won't stay. So that which is present now and that which will be dead or finished or destroyed or can be destroyed is not Brahm. Number one. Number two, the one who is seeing this body, this piece of paper, this desk, this swing, this hall, and all the people sitting in this hall, who is seeing? Is this my eyes which are seeing or someone else behind the eyes? Mind. Is it mind or is it the intellect? Is it the intellect or is it the self who is giving these rays of consciousness to intellect, to mind, to eyes, to prana? And that's how you can see everything around. So, in Gujarati, what they say, mota moti, in a very broad way, we can say that there are two existences. Should we say there are two entities in this whole case? One is the seer, one is the seen. So if I am the seer, so the seer has to be conscious, that's why the seer is seeing. Otherwise, how would the seer see? Two, the seer is an eternal existence. For example, when the body was born, it was seen by me. The day body will die will be seen by me. When the body will not be there, I will be still there. That is what the existence of Sat or the existence is described as Sat, non-changeable, eternal. So the one who is seeing, who is conscious, has to be eternal also. And that one who is eternal has the ability to see also. That's why the one who is Sat is also Chaitan. The one who is eternal is also conscious, can't be dead, can't be inert. Now, I know my existence and I am conscious of my own existence. And my existence is not dependent on anything, whether body is there or not, mind is there or not, intellect is there or not, it doesn't make any difference at all. Hence, because I am not dependent on anyone or anything, I am the ever blissful one. When I say the Ananda, Ananda doesn't mean happy, number one. It's not happy. Because every happiness will turn into a misery. So if I am an embodiment of happiness, then one day I'll be embodiment of crying and tears and misery and broken and depression. No. When we say Ananda in Vedanta, Ananda means neither pleasure nor misery. It's the biggest misconception which people have. So many times people ask me also, oh, we are listening to this great jnana from you, and how come we don't have feel very happy? I said, what do you mean? I said, you say the self is ever Ananda. So why don't we feel it? Because you are a dumb fool. You are just dumb fool. That's why in your own stupid mind you gave the word Ananda as happiness. It's not. So that's a very big issue that when an uneligible will listen to Vedanta, they will not understand. It's not that I am speaking and they can't understand me, and I am actually charged with this accusation that I make things very simple. So if I am speaking this simple Vedanta and yet you don't understand it, then what kind of nut job people are, and how would they understand if somebody is just speaking fluently in Sanskrit and never making it easy and bringing all the different six philosophies into their lectures to make a point that how learned they are? What would happen to to the listeners then? So that's why at one time Vedanta was only taught to sannyasis. Although the speaker, Krishna, and the listener, Arjuna, both are not. Both are not sannyasis. But yet, in time, maybe because of this Kali Yuga and the depreciation of intellect of people, so some of the very conservative renunciate sannyasis, made a kind of a rule that Vedanta is not meant for householder. So they would teach to a person only then when the person leaves everything and becomes a renunciate. Well, that's their take. But in a way, I wouldn't say physical renunciation is required, but of course, the renunciation from the mind is very much required. That you are not obsessive or possessive or attached or into a slavery of a person or thing or house or any possession. That your mind is as beautifully silent and like a pristine lake where there is not even a single ripple coming onto it. The samatha. That's the definition of what mind should be. That is like a still, clear water lake. Still, clear water lake. That should be the mind status, and no raga, no attachment, no dvesha, no hatred for someone, no desire to become rich, pompous, or powerful, or everybody should know me, or everybody should respect me. These are like very childish games of the mind. So these are the eligibilities for understanding Vedanta totally and deeply. Otherwise, in my experience of speaking Vedanta, I see this all um, uneligible, not ready, have a stupid, wavery, miserable, depressive, obsessive minds. Well, they come to my Shivir, and here I am teaching Vedanta, so they too get to listen to the Vedanta, because I don't put them into, that you have to give an exam like an IIT entrance exam, that I say, oh, you do the exam and then we check the mind. And maybe I have a psychiatrist also who checks how many obsessions or depressions. Because can anybody really vouch and say to me that yes, they don't have any baggage on their mind? Actually, no. So I don't need a psychiatrist to enlist. There are these 100 people sitting. I can, because I know them in and out in all these years, I can put it down what diseases they are carrying in their mind. So if I see all those things, eligibility factor is just gone in the wind. But seeing the present times, so I'm being lenient and I'm being like a large-hearted, person, and giving that space to everyone, that Let the individual decide that these are the things I need to work on my mind. So one and by one, let them work. So with bhakti, with yoga, with contemplation, with correcting your own mind yourself without getting egotistical. Oh, I am a sannyasi. Oh, I am a celibate. Oh, I have left everything. But yet I have brought all my crappy mind with me. Plus, now a big ego is there. I live in ashram and I am in seva of Gurumaa. So given all the 5 stars to oneself, you rate the object, any device or something, and say rate that how it is, 5 stars or 2 stars, or rate it. So the mind's habit is to rate itself that I am the best without being best, right? So there are these problems, and on the top, Vedanta is not to be understood or even heard by making Brahma or Atma as an object. So the word, when somebody says that I want to have darshan of Atma, I want to know Atma, is the ridiculous statement, because that which can be seen with the eyes will be an object. Right? Eyes can see the form, like the eye can see the form of the Gita and can see the color of the cover. And yeah, there's a beautiful Sri Krishna picture. It's of course imagination of some artist, but did a wonderful job. Somebody gifted me this very beautiful Gita. So your eyes can see all this, but your eyes cannot smell it. For that you need a nose. Your eyes cannot taste it. Your eyes cannot hear it. If I bang the book, it will make a sound. But you don't hear it with your eyes. You hear it with your ears. So there are 5 senses. So when I touch it, now it's a very nice, beautiful velvet, cover, and beautiful embossed design around Sri Krishna's picture. Very beautiful. And there's a like a silver designed border on it. Somebody made a very wonderful. But to feel this, you need your skin. And if somebody has a paralysis, and I put this book on his hand, will not be able to feel it. And so the 5 senses will give us experience of these 5, the sight, smell, sound, the odor, and the taste of any object. So when somebody says, I want to see Atma, now do you want to see Atma with your eyes? Is it even possible? That which is subtlest of subtle, how can your eyes see that? Our eyes can see things which are within its range. So not very small things like microorganisms, you can't see with your eyes. And not very big, like if somebody puts us in a satellite and takes us to Saturn or takes us to Jupiter in one go, we cannot see the whole Jupiter. It's so huge. At least more than 1,000 Earths can fit into the size of the Jupiter. It can take is such huge, such a large body. So eyes have a limit. It can see up to a thing which is not too big and not too small, in the medium range. Not too far, not too close. So it has to be at a right distance. So our senses have so many flaws. So how can our eyes see Brahma, which is omniscient, which is eternal, which is conscious, which is Ananda, infinitum? Our eyes, our ears, our nose, our tongue, our skin cannot. Because these senses are not meant for this purpose. Number 1. Number 2 comes in when we say that the pure self, the knower of the field, is the supreme Brahm. Yeah, it is. That is why, despite experiencing everything, it is not the experiencer. Now, let's say the eyes are seeing the book. So, whatever information is going to the mind is coming through the window of the eyes. And then mind makes its analysis from its own memory card. For example, if I say, what color is this? Say, huh? No. Make it more precise. Although it's matching with my robe. Oh, yeah, right? What color? Precise. Mm. We can say blood red. We can call red wine, of course. We can. Now, from where are these words coming? What name to be given to the color is from the memory. It's coming from the subconscious. So, our subconscious knows about all that stuff which we have previously stored in our subconscious. Anything which has not been stored in the subconscious, the answer would be, I don't know what color it is. You may give that what you understood from your memory bank. It's red. And one person said, no, it's a blood red. And then someone said, no, red wine color. So 3 names coming. Now, these 3 different names are coming because those 3 people had a different interaction, different language, different teachers, so their understanding was different. I ask you one thing. Tell me about a thing which you have never experienced through your 5 senses. Nothing actually. Nothing. So, whatever is being heard, seen, tasted, touched by the senses is experienced by the mind because these are the particular tools to do that particular experience. Now, the eyes saw, the mind analyzed, right? And me is the seer. So, did I see? No, not me. It's the eyes who saw. Did I analyze? No, it's the mind who analyzed. And mind analyzed on the basis of the information which it had in the subconscious previously. So this whole job was done finally. So subconscious was throwing the ball. This is the name of this color. This is the name. And then the intellect made the analysis and said, that is the color. So comes along the ego that what I am saying is correct. So mind can give many options, but the final decision is made by the intellect. So if I say, who made the decision that this is a red wine color? Is your eyes? No. And neither are the 4 other senses. Is it mind? Not totally. And who made the final decision? It was the intellect. So I can very clearly then say that me, the pure self now, you wrote the pure self is not the perceiver. And I'm changing this whole language of describing about this whole experience. The direct encounter of Vedanta has to be like this, that I am the seer who give its presence to the intellect, mind, senses. And so this 3 combination observed, experienced the world. Now what did I do? Nothing. But like if there is no electricity, the bulb cannot be put on. So there won't be any light if there is no electricity. You might have a bulb, you might have a tube, but if there is no electricity, there is no light. So we need electricity for the filament of the bulb to ignite, and somebody switches the on button, and once the button is pressed, voila, there is beautiful light in the bulb. But is the light coming from the bulb? Well, minus the electricity, there is no light. Is it coming from the filament? Without the electricity, nothing. Is it that body of that lamp? No. Is it that wire? No. Is it that switch? No. The real thing is electricity. Okay, now I put it in different way. There is electricity, but there is no wire, no lamp, no bulb, no filament. Will there be light? Are you getting what I'm saying? So this means electricity, wires, switch, wires, lamp, bulb, and correct filament bulb is needed to have light. Got it? Similarly, senses, mind, intellect, and me. This combination has to be there to experience the world. Yet, the eyes saw, not me. Who is listening at the moment? Ears? No. Not alone mind, intellect. Not alone mind, the subconscious is also very much working at the moment, because at the moment Chandrakant's mind is saying, what a fuss today. Me, intellect, mind, senses, and then the world. So the eye saw, the mind analyzed, the intellect stamped that this is what it is, right. But the intellect is like that bulb which needs the electricity to function. Now, who is this electricity? It is my own presence. That's why I am the seer, yet I never saw anything. Because seeing job is of eyes. Now, eyes cannot see if there is no prana in the body. The whole machinery is functioning because of the presence of prana. So we cannot forget prana. For example, if somebody's pranavayu gets vitiated, then, for example, in certain Parkinson disease, there is a possibility that there is an inability to open the eyes and keep it wide open because the lid just drops. So then sometimes the patient upper eyelid is taped so that the person can see, but then the eye will get dry. So they have to put some, to make it moist, because it will very much hurtful to the eyes, because that's why our eyes are always blinking. It's safeguarding for anything to go into the eyes, but then it is giving the required movement, and the moistness of the eyes have to be also kept intact. Now, why that eyelid can't remain open? Because, well, allopathy might have its own different explanation, but as from the yogic medicine knowledge, we say because the pranavayu is not functioning properly, hence the blinking of the eye function is impinged. So if somebody's vata is vitiated, is not functioning properly, then the possibility of that person being not having healthy eyes, will be unable to see. Even the cataracts or the glaucomas which happen are happening because the root cause is that person's vata got vitiated, and sometimes along with the vata it's the pitta also which is vitiated. They will have different disease, and if the vata and the kapha is vitiated, then the glaucomas and the cataracts and the diminishing of the power of the eye also will begin to happen. So this means we need to have a very wonderfully functioning prana, and the subtypes of the prana, Apana, Vyana, Udana, Samana, all those five, and then further there are five subtypes, which everything has to be nice and functioning smoothly if the prana is functioning properly. Prana is also the one which is conjoining the physical body with the mind. It's like the bridge. The prana is like the bridge. When this bridge is broken, the body dies. And the subtle body, meaning the mind, intellect, and the senses and everything, this whole package with the individual self moves away to maybe in time receive a new body, new birth, and then the journey again begins. So eyes see not me, and without me nothing can be seen. Ears hear, not me, but without my presence the ears cannot hear. Hence the pure self, me, the pure self, cannot be called the perceiver or the seer. But again, this whole thing cannot be objectified, that there is a pure self who will see but will not see, who will hear but will not hear, without which nothing happens. Can't be objectified, can't be said like a third person. It has to be like a first person. For example, you say, I am body. Well, nobody says I am body, but you think you are body. That's why if I call your name, I say Chandrakant, out of all, only Chandrakant would say, oh yes, it's me here. So you're not saying I am the body, but yet the name given to the body has been taken as your identity. Right? That this is me. That this is me. This body is me. So without even saying I am the body, we see this body as me and mine. And then the same goes with our mind and with our senses and with our intellect. So everything has been, the identities have been like stolen. Body is just like a car. You use a car, you leave the car. So this human body is also just like a car. You have been given, you are using it to travel and see and this beautiful world, and the death one day says, okay, time's up. Now you give away the car. Now you cannot have, because the time denoted for this particular life is now finished. What we were reciting after the arti, Mano Buddhya Hankara Chitta Ninaham. Now this is something which needs to solidify in your understanding, in your intellect. I am not this body, I am not this mind, I am neither the space, I am neither the nose, the grana, netre, neither the eyes nor this nose. I am not this. I am Chidananda Rupa Shivoham Shivo. Chid means that ever conscious. Ananda, neither happiness nor misery. Shiva is like one simpler word to Satchit Ananda Vyapak. Just we bring one word Shiva and that is it. Shivoham, I am Shiva. So it's not like the Atma is Shiva. There is one Atma which is Shiva. That is totally wrong. Absolutely wrong. Utterly, sheerly, completely wrong. So Vedanta should never be read or heard like that. It should be every time the first person.